Hello everyone, MUFS here to welcome you to the 75th episode of Starfield. In the last episode we killed the pirates, and today we are gonna talk with people in that ship. But hey
I
Andreja,
would move the stars for you.
do you have anything
But I
of
hope
interest
it
for
does
me?
not. Oh, so demanding. Here, see what you think of this.
Credits, thank you. And we did a lot of things. We went to the lodge
Oh,
and
good.
brought
Story
Baird
time.
over here.
Love it.
Come on, talk to me.
This
never leave
is
their hometown.
amazing. The unity, the multiverse. This is everything and more. Literally.
Yep. I knew they weren't aliens.
I admit, I was really hoping they were. But I cannot believe I limited my hopes and dreams to only aliens now.
Jeez.
Jeez. This explains so much, though.
Yep.
They're disorganized, petty, weird, and also deeply fascinating at the same time. Because they are just people.
Yep.
We never rule that out, but it feels so good to know we weren't fighting against robot alien ghost gods or something.
Do you really trust these people after everything they did?
No, not even slightly. They're people who obtain power in some unfair way, and some of them have used that power to cause suffering, and others just didn't want to share. But that's what regular people do every day of the year.
They are monsters. People have suffered because of their nonsense.
You're right. They've hurt us in their quest for power. They've hurt countless others. What if every other universe is in shambles because of them? We don't know. But it all comes back to this. We don't know what will happen if you enter the Unity. You might lose yourself or become a two-headed space shark. There are too many variables.
I would have thought you'd be the first to want to enter the Unity.
What? No. I just have to go back and forth about it for a while first, and then I'll be completely fine. Just part of my process. Of course, at the end of the day, it's your choice. But I will say this. Our entire purpose in Constellation is to explore. Why would we stop now?
What if I'm not ready for this?
It's the nexus point for all universes with infinite possibilities. What could go wrong?
Agreed. I need to do this, Barrett.
I'm with you. I'm not going to hold you back. But if you know, become evil or whatever, I'm also not going to have your back.
Thanks, Barrett. I think.
Anytime. The possibility of turning evil aside, I appreciate you taking the lead on this. You're guiding Constellation to new frontiers, new discoveries, and we should all follow your example. On that note, there's something else I'd like to discuss with you, if you have time.
Yeah, sure.
It's not on the scale of entering the Unity, but it is tangentially related.
I have time. Tell me what's on your mind.
Thanks. This has been swirling in my brain goo for a while now. So, I've been pondering over what's happened and what it all means. And I've got a favor to ask. A teensy-weensy favor. About the size of a plank length, really.
Really?
I think it's time I joined you in the physics-bending powers business. See if one of those temples works for more than just you.
You can get powers too?
What, you think you're the only one who can walk around in a cape and tights? Granted, it's just a theory. But I venture anyone who experiences visions from touching an artifact is now connected to them. You got a vision, I got a vision. You got a power, ergo.
Let's go get your power then.
Marvelous. I'm glad you're as gung-ho about this as I am. As it so happens, I've already talked to Vladimir. Seems our eye in the sky is back up and running. He sent me the coordinates for the temple already. We just have to visit. Hey, when you're not busy, let's chat.
Yeah. I need to keep my babe in my crew. So, Vasco. Andreja, you stay over here in the ship. Let's see. Take Barrett over there. We can do that. But before that, I want to talk to these guys. What's wrong with them? Let's hail. Come on. Hello, this is MUFS. I don't think this is working. I'm going to attempt a docking procedure and we can talk on board. Let's do the docking.
Ship is now docked.
And let's board.
Didn't even smudge. You might want this.
Want what?
Dusty.
Do you have anything for me, Barrett?
Yep. Here. Have this.
Food? Thank you. Let's go. What is this place?
You're human.
Yep. Wait, what are you?
Oh, we're human. From the planet Earth in the Sol system.
Of course I'm human. I take it you were expecting something else?
It's just that we weren't expecting to find life, let alone human life out here. We thought we were the only ones to leave Earth.
Welcome back to the rest of humanity. You're no longer alone.
Perhaps we should greet our guests.
Of course. Manners. I'm Captain Diana Brackenridge. This is Security Officer Bomani Reader. And this is Dr. Mabuti da Costa, one of our elders.
A pleasure to meet you.
What is this ship?
You've come aboard the Earth colony ship, Constant. Generations ago, we set forth from the planet Earth with the mission of colonizing a new habitable world in the spirit of our ancestors nearly a millennium ago.
Your ship is unlike any I've ever seen. What can you tell me about its design?
I don't know all the particulars, but I'll try to answer as best I can. It's a colony ship. It was built long ago by our ancestors to sustain our crew over hundreds of years in space through generations of travelers. It's sturdy, fast, and spacious. That last one is important because we had to take as many supplies as possible with us on the journey and still have ample space for our crew.
I'm MUFS, and I'm here to help.
I see. As you may have presumed, we're in a bit of a bind.
Yeah, sure.
Our ship has finally completed its near 200-year journey from Earth, only to find our new home seemingly colonized by, well, we don't know. Communications haven't been successful, so your arrival is fortuitous. Perhaps you'd be willing to act as a middle person between ourselves and the others.
The others? Incredible. 200 years? How did it take you so long to get here?
Ah, your question confirms one of our recent theories. It would seem that some form of faster-than-light travel or space-bending technology was invented during our long journey. That would explain why we would find people this far out into space. I guess technology leapfrogged us at some point. Interesting. I can only imagine that our predecessors didn't believe the technology would ever work, and so they made the decision to leave when they did.
So you know about the people on the surface?
We do. Well, sort of. We saw structures using our surveying equipment. We've also seen the various ships pass us by. Some even seemed to want to communicate, but couldn't. Of course, we had no idea that they were being piloted by other humans.
How did you all survive for 200 years?
Well, the short answer is, we didn't. It's a generation ship, which is to say that most of us lived long, happy lives on board and passed our mission down to our children. It was never intended that the original crew would make it to our destination. The goal was always the preservation of the human race above all else. Though it would seem that was perhaps a bit presumptuous.
Your communications didn't work. Why is that?
We're not entirely sure. Our engineers believe it's possible that our technology just isn't compatible with theirs.
Oh.
All we hear when using them to communicate with anyone is a bunch of disturbing noise. It gave me the heebie-jeebies at first.
I'd love to know more, but maybe we should get away from this airlock first.
Oh yes, of course. Where are my manners? Now then, please follow me. There's much to discuss first. We'll speak more on the matter once we reach the bridge. Dr. DaCosta, you may return to your quarters if you wish.
Thank you, Captain.
I will follow you to the bridge, ma'am, for security purposes.
I do not believe we have need to fear our guest, but I'll allow it if you insist. Welcome to the Earth colony ship Constant. In the early 2100s, my ancestor, Rupert Brackenridge, researched a number of scientific scenarios: climate change, asteroid impact, nuclear war, global pandemic, and more. Each scenario showed the likelihood of an extinction-level event to be within 50 years. He fully believed Earth was destined to be rendered uninhabitable. We've always assumed that's what happened. So, he gathered the best and brightest he could find, built the Constant, and set a course for this planet here. We were told that it was the largest, most advanced ship ever constructed on Earth at the time. If you can believe, entire generations have been born, lived, and died on this ship.
Yeah.
It really goes to show that there are no limits to human ingenuity and perseverance.
I can understand.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change.
It's like we're walking in a time capsule here.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine how hard this was to maintain.
Let's talk. Captain,
What's it looking like, Yue?
Everything's quiet for now, but I'll let you know if I see anything.
As you were.
is it difficult being captain for a colony ship?
Difficult is the wrong word. It can be both challenging at times and also exciting. Our mission was to rebuild humanity on a distant world, believing that we were Earth's last hope. To think that while there has always been a Brackenridge in the captain's chair, that I am the one to finally oversee our journey's end is truly exhilarating. But with this stumbling block in our path, at this final moment, I fear tough choices will need to be made.
How's your crew holding up?
A bit frazzled, as you can imagine. People are anxious about discovering that we're not alone, and also worried about what will come to pass. While we hope we can work out a deal with the people on the surface, they seem reluctant to reach out, so there's no telling what will come of that. I do know that we can't afford to stay here in orbit forever. The ship was built to sustain us for many years with backup provisions just in case, but even that will come to an end eventually.
How long have you been captain?
I think I'm coming up on 6 years now.
Wow.
I was only a teenager when my father died, passing command of the ship to me, as is tradition. Because of that, I've had to sort of learn as I go along instead of taking years of study and apprenticeship under the prior captain. I think some people on the ship resent me for not having the level of experience as my predecessors. But at the same time, without my command, we likely wouldn't have made it here so quickly.
It sounds like you could use some help with your situation here.
Well, as I mentioned, we've been unsuccessful in communications with anyone up until you arrived, though not for lack of trying. But since you're asking, maybe you'd be willing to be a sort of diplomat between us and them as we attempt to resolve our situation. Does that sound agreeable to you?
Depends. What's in it for me?
I wish I could say that the satisfaction of helping others in need is sufficient, but I'm not getting that impression from you. I'm sure we can pull together some resources equivalent to whatever currency you use these days. We'll do what we can to make it worthwhile. And until then, you're free to make use of whatever facilities you need on our ship.
What's wrong with your communication system?
We suspect that our equipment is woefully obsolete compared to whatever you all have now. In all honesty, we never expected to need to communicate with anyone, so our comms aren't particularly robust. That limits our options. We even attempted communicating with lights and sounds, something we saw in an old movie, but I don't believe they picked up on it. If anything, it may have inadvertently alarmed them.
I'll help. Just tell me what you need me to do.
We know there's a settlement on the planet below, meaning people were here before us. You see, we intended to settle here, but we assumed that they intend to defend their claim given their presence here. We'd like you to go speak to them on our behalf and help us negotiate a solution, preferably one that favors us.
If you had a claim to this planet, how could others settle here?
When we left Earth, there were no claims to planets this far out into space. We had assumed that we were the only ones attempting a generational journey such as this, meaning that there would be no need for a formal claims process. Regardless, my ancestor, Rupert Brackenridge, did manage to file a charter for this planet's first colony to be named New Jamestown. According to his records, no one took it seriously when he filed it, so likely it was either ignored or the records were lost to the ages. Given humanity's lack of interest in colonizing the far reaches of space at the time, it shouldn't have been a problem. But again, here we are now.
Why not just find another planet?
Based on the data our ancestors had when they launched this endeavor, it was determined that this was the perfect planet for us. Even if we had another viable candidate planet, we lack the resources to get there. And as you know, it took us 200 years to get here. Our people have no desire to go back to drifting the stars so their children's children can possibly settle on an inferior planet.
I'll try, but diplomacy may require compromise.
Yes, of course. But we need to start from a firm position and state our goal. If need be, we can compromise, work out a mutually beneficial deal or some such. But initially, I'd like you to be firm with them and convince them to leave the planet to us. Let me know how they respond, and we'll go from there.
Porima 2 is huge. Why not just settle on the other side of it, away from the others?
We thought about it, but it simply won't do. I need to think about the distant future of our people. Sure, our first settlement may be small, but our predecessors dreamt of our new civilization spreading across the globe. That will be difficult if someone else plans to do the same. While we're not completely close to the idea of sharing, it's much easier if we have complete domain over this world.
Are you out of your mind? There's no way they'll go for that.
I'm serious. We have a rightful claim to this land, and I intend to fight for it. But as you're currently our only hope, perhaps you'll honor my request and give it your all, for the sake of some very weary travelers who have come a very long way to be here. Thank you.
So I'll have
Piloting the old
to
concept.
speak with Chief Sugiyama. But there's another thing in this ship that you won't be able to find later on if you are
Stay out of trouble.
If you are away from the ship, so I'll try to find that. And that is this book, Amala's journal. Unfortunately, I'll have to steal it, but the thing is that when I take this, I'll have another location of planet Earth. Hmm, 50 bounty.
For yourself.
No.
Stop what you're doing. You're under arrest.
Yeah, sure. You're right, I made a mistake. I'll do the time.
I guess you're smarter than you look.
Every great explorer has run afoul of the law before. You just learn from it and move on.
Yeah. So, let me check one thing. This is the soul. This is Earth. So 1, 2. Landing area. London landmark. It is supposed to unlock a landmark.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
Yeah.
We've got strict rules around here. But they're strict rules.
I don't want it to go over
Wow.
here. I wanted to.
I've heard about you.
And to think, all this time.
Hi there. Oh,
What? Hi, I'm MUFS, and I'm probably the first person from outside you've met.
nice to meet you. And that's true. As you can imagine, everyone kind of just knows each other around here. Meeting new people isn't really a thing for us.
I get it, but it's really not a big deal. You'll get used to it.
Yeah, I know. It's funny, though. All our lives, nothing could prepare us for this. We were born into a universe where we legitimately thought we were the only people in existence. Anyway, sorry for freezing up before. I just didn't expect our visitor from the outside to stop by and chat with me. I figured, if anything, you'd be with the captain. I'm Daisuke, the ship's provisions manager. I'm not sure what I can offer you, but if I can help, I will. And if not, I'm happy just to talk.
So, is this some sort of shop?
Not really. Things don't work that way here. It's not a shop like you hear about in the books and movies, or where you're probably from. Almost everything is communal or shared in some way, but sometimes people want a little something extra or special for themselves. So when that happens, they come to me. Mostly, I just keep track of the ship's inventory and help ration the supplies so we don't run out.
Where do you get supplies if you had never had contact with anyone?
We manage. I know back on Earth, there used to be stores all over the place. Some that even specialize in specific types of goods, if you can imagine. But here, this is it. We have very limited supplies. Most of our stuff is recycled, even the food, in a roundabout way, if you know what I mean. It works out for the most part, because it has to. You'll sense a running theme with that around here. Take care.
Yeah, take care, you too. So,
There's so much more to learn about now.
the thing is, I wanted to take the book and failed to do so.
Are you sure that was me?
No, that was definitely you, and you definitely said
So, was it inside over here? No. It was definitely that one, but it did not do anything.
I heard you came from outside the ship. I bet it was pretty cold out there.
Is it essential of modern macroeconomics? What should I do about it? Let's try one more time.
Stop in the name of the law.
I'm happy for the children.
Yeah,
that
this
they will
one.
know we are
Shanghai
not alone.
landmark.
You violated our security directives. Stand down immediately.
Yeah, sure. You're right. I made a mistake. I'll do the
Miss
second
Juliet,
time.
we want
Good.
to help you with all
We don't need any more trouble today.
Don't worry. I was definitely cleaning the decks while you were in there.
Attend the memorial service today. I will. Okay.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again,
Where do I
haven't
go?
seen any ships.
Let's get out of here.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
Yeah, I know. Okay, what? Once again, we have done the 15 grab drives. Let's do this one, 30 grab drives. Because we are gonna do that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back to the lodge, attend the ceremony
Locks,
for
air
Sarah,
pressure, drive,
and then
all good to
come
go,
back
Captain.
to Porima to have a few more grab drives.
No matter
You
how
are
many
entering
times we
United
jump,
Colonies
it
space.
never gets old.
Maintain course and prepare to be scanned. Scan complete. You are cleared to land at New Atlantis.
Let's land in the lodge, for the lodge.
Oh, I love breathing in the air here.
And
Imagine
we
it would
are
smell like
going
any
to
other city.
attend the memorial. Let's do this.
I thought maybe I would come up with something to say, but I've got nothing. So instead, I thought I would quote something that gave me comfort a long time ago. Is God real? The more proper question would be, is reality divine?
Babe?
Existence itself is a mystery which yearns to be uncovered. What is goodness but a comparison to the good? What is existence but a participation in being? For where the diversity of the universe inspires awe and wonder, it exists only in contrast to a simplicity so pure that it may only be understood as primordial and even divine. Our essence is what was imagined by its mind. But what we consider imagining and what we consider mind are in fact so far beyond our understanding that even these metaphors are like the tiny white caps on a massive surging sea. There's more, but those are the parts that speak to me the most. Thank you.
That was really thoughtful, Mateo.
Thank you, Mateo.
Thank you. Does anyone else want to say anything?
I should say a few words. Let's talk. I guess I should say something, but I don't know what. Sarah was my friend. If she was here, she would tell us to keep going, to never stop. And I'm going to miss her for the rest of my life.
Thank you. If anyone else wants to say something.
I don't think so. This is Aja. Let's talk to her.
I don't believe we've met. Ajay Mamasa, former chair of Constellation. I wish the circumstances of my visit were better.
I don't often speak about what I...
Thank you for coming.
Unfortunately, this isn't the first Constellation funeral I've been to.
But,
After 35 years, you say goodbye to a lot of friends. I hope you don't mind me saying, but I feel numb just thinking about it. Sarah meant the world to me. She was the future. I knew it as soon as I met her.
That is curating a perfect ending for them.
You
So
are-
it's up to us.
Let's talk to her later on.
We are what lives on.
Let's hear
The pain
everyone
of loss
speak.
inspires us to greater action, then that is the good that comes from all this. Humanity is what truly creates our world. We are the ones that judge things to be good or evil, joyful or mournful. Let us take responsibility for it. Let us remember what we have lost.
Walter, are you
Thank you, Walter.
part of the House of Enlightenment? I never knew that.
Yes, well, I like to keep some things private.
Who else? Barrett? Andrea? Barrett is gonna talk. Where is Sam?
You all might not like thinking about this, but when we die, everything about us breaks down, decomposes, gets eaten up by insects and microbes. Or due to the lack of a biosphere, we are simply carried away by space and time until we sizzle in a distant sun's corona or get pulled in some gravitational field and coalesce with other debris. Not comforting, huh? But I disagree. Do you know what I find uncomfortable? The thought that after I die, the universe is just going to stand still forever. Could you imagine? The fact is that the universe goes on, that life goes on, that things do not just sit still. That right there is the comfort that I need. Yeah, we die, and some people go way before they should. But the universe doesn't care, not because it's evil, but because it's infinite, ever expanding. And who wouldn't want to be a part of infinity, even if it's just for a short while? Listen, we don't worry about ourselves before we were born, do we?
Nope.
Of course not. We emerge from the universe as we return to it. And for one beautiful moment, we are here together.
Yes, that certainly was an interesting perspective, Barrett.
Yeah, it is a good perspective. I liked it. Andrija? Andrija, you don't want to talk, babe? Okay. Sam? So, let's talk to Aja.
It really is strange to be back. Can I help you?
Yeah. You were the chair before Sarah.
Oh, yes. I was Sebastian Banks's protege. If that gives you any idea of how long I was part of our little club.
What was Sarah like back then?
Exactly the same as when you met her, I bet. Determined. Fearless. With just a small hint of delight on her face when she knew she was winning, eh? My only problem as a mentor was trying to convince her to be more tactful. Those old military instincts would always get her in trouble.
Were you and Sarah close?
Yes. She could make me so angry, or so happy. We used to joke that we were married. I bet relationships in Constellation are still messy, aren't they? We're more of a family than an organization. All the former lines bleed together. It makes the losses sting harder. But I hope it means the time you had together was all the more important. That's how I like to think of it anyway.
You knew Sebastian Banks?
Knew him, argued with him, tried to carry on his memory when he vanished. Sebastian will be back tomorrow, we always used to say. It reminded us that he was still here, in the bones of this old building.
Thank you. How are you doing, little one, Sona?
Oh, hi.
Hi. I know this is tough, but you need to stay strong.
I guess. It's just that I feel so alone. With Sarah, it was like starting a family again. The way she'd smile at me reminded me of my mom. I miss that so much. Now she's gone, and I have to start over, like I did before.
You're not alone. You have the rest of the constellation.
It's not the same. Sarah was starting to feel like she was my new mom. I really don't want to go through this again. It's too hard. I can't believe Sarah's gone. It's not fair.
It isn't fair, but I swear that as long as I'm around, you'll never be alone.
Really? You mean it?
Yeah?
I would love for that to be true. Hey, thanks for talking to me. I'm actually feeling a little better knowing that you care how I feel.
I promise, Sarah.
Maybe I'm not so alone after all.
You're not. I promised Sarah that I will take care of you. Okay, so let's go back to my ship. So Barrett is there. We are gonna do Worlds Apart, of course, but before that we need to finish what we have started.
We're clear.
Time
to park this button.
We have discovered Paradiso. Barrett, let's move on, buddy. Where do you go? What? We are supposed to... Where's that one? We're not gonna do the world. Come on. Yeah, we are doing this. Let's talk to Chief Sugiyama.
We've got some of the best private security in the settled systems.
Sure. Hey, Chief Sugiyama.
Welcome to Paradiso. Jiro Sugiyama at your service. Do you have a security concern, or is there something else I can help you with?
Is Paradiso Security affiliated with the UC or Freestar Collective?
Neither. We're our own private force. The Paradiso Group pays top dollar for top-notch security. And I dare say we're some of the best in the business. We have to be out here on the fringes of the settled systems.
Top dollars or top credits? What sort of trouble do you run into at a resort?
Honestly, it's not as exciting as you might think most of the time. More often than not, we're just handling drunk and disorderly conduct. Heck, even pirates leave us alone for the most part. I think it's because some of them actually vacation here. As long as they're not bothering anyone, we've been told not to worry about them.
It sounds like you're the guy I need to speak to.
Something I can help you with?
I'm here to speak on behalf of the ship in orbit, the ECS Constant.
Ah, it has a name. Good. Then you're already familiar with the situation, I take it. Do you know what they want?
It's an old colony ship from Earth. They believe they have a claim to settle here.
Interesting. We obviously have no records of a colony ship claiming this planet. Whatever the case, you'll need to speak with Oliver Campbell, a CEO for the Paradiso Group. He's in charge of bringing all formal decisions before the board and helping to make calls on them. I'll let him know you're on your way.
Sure. What's over here?
Don't worry about us. We're just here to keep the peace.
Yeah, and I don't want to steal. Varun's. We have that one. We have one of those. So let's not waste our time. We don't have much time. We have a lot to do while we're here.
No major incidents in a while.
Please, let the concierge know.
Let's go to the executive floor.
Excuse me, you can't just waltz in there. Do you have an appointment?
Do I really need one?
I'm afraid so, yes. Sorry, but that's just how it is with the board. They're generally very busy, so any outside parties need to book appointments in advance.
I'm here on important business. Don't you know who I am?
I really don't, and I can't have you barging in on the executives while they're working. So if you need something, you can talk to me. That's the best I can do, I'm afraid.
I'm burned. I kind of do. You have a problem with the ship in orbit, and I'm here to help.
Oh, you're the one they're waiting for then. Do you need anything else from me before you meet with the board?
What's it like working for Paradiso?
I can't speak for anyone else, but I've got a pretty high-pressure job working as the executive assistant to the Paradiso board. You can imagine, dealing with a team of execs, trying to manage all of their schedules and their other whims. But it pays well, and they give me a nice executive suite at the hotel to live in, so it's not all bad. Free access to all the resort's amenities after work helps too.
What can you tell me about the board members?
What I could tell you would get me in a lot of trouble. Most of them are typical C-level execs. I doubt you even need to use your imagination for that. The ones that show up to work day to day, at least. I swear, I've never even met some of them, because they chill at their own private, secluded beach homes all the time. Anyway, be smart around Oliver. He's got a way of getting what he wants without you realizing it. And that's all I'll say.
I'm ready to go into the boardroom.
Sure. Have fun in the Shark Tank. And don't worry, even they call it that.
It may be paradise, but that doesn't...
Should I take Hippolyta?
mean we don't run into trouble from time to time.
I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural beauty of this planet, not our amenities.
Mr. Oliver Campbell.
If it's not important, bring it up with Kiwi.
Are there really only 3 board members?
No, of course not. There's several more. We're just the ones who show up day to day. The others spend their time lazing on the beach or gallivanting off-world. Doesn't bother me, though. Less cooks in the kitchen means I get to make all the big decisions around here. Seems to be working out for us just fine.
What can you tell me about Paradiso?
We, the Paradiso Group, bought the rights to this planet years ago with the intent of turning it into the biggest and best resort in the universe. To that end, I'd say we've succeeded. As such, no other leisure enterprises may operate on the planet without renting land from us. But as you can see, none can afford such a deal.
You operate this resort outside the shuttle systems, don't you?
Not quite. We just don't answer to the Freestar Collective or the United Colonies. Makes things easier. We don't pay any taxes, we don't need to follow their laws. All the benefits, none of the drawbacks. And no one minds, because half the politicians and other big shots love vacationing here. Works for everyone.
I understand you're the man I need to talk about the strange ship on orbit.
I am. And you must be the diplomat Giro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm going to cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the aliens, up there, causing all sorts of problems for our resort. You like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might actually attract more tourism. Come see the aliens!
Why is this problem so urgent to you?
We run a premier resort getaway here. We can't have our guests concocting stories about some budgy old ship hanging around up there. As it is, we've had to reroute our luxury liners round the other side of the planet on entry so no one sees it. It's bad for business. We need to nip this in the bud and take care of it before the tourists catch on and cause a scene.
Let's just get to the matter at hand.
Ah, we're being direct then. Good on you. So, what do you know about this dodgy ship I'm hearing all about?
What would you say if I told you it really was an alien mothership here to destroy the planet?
I'd say you're full of it and might have been watching too many movies. Now, instead of wasting my time, want to tell me what it really is?
It's a generation ship full of colonists from Earth, here after a 200-year journey.
Well, that's something. Shame we can't just tell them kindly to bugger off. Something tells me that's not going to work. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them.
Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
What?
Maybe not. What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do.
So they can live here, but they'd be indentured servants?
Oh, I didn't say that specifically. This would be a mutual contract for room and board in exchange for services rendered. Of course, there's no telling how long this arrangement will last, given the substantial costs we'd need to take on in order to accommodate them here, including their continued room and board. But this may save the resort on operating costs in the long term, as we'd be able to let go of some of our current paid staff.
Wait, why do I have to buy the grav drive?
It's not our responsibility to bear the brunt of that cost. We're being more than generous by offering the use of our engineering team to help install it. A custom grav drive can't come cheap, and I assume they have neither the monetary means nor the connections to get a hold of that kind of technology. That leaves the only other party in this negotiation. You.
Cease to exist? Are you suggesting I destroy the ship?
No, I'm not suggesting anything, other than it would make our lives so much easier if that ship ceased existing. Make of that what you will.
Why can't we just let some other authority handle this?
We operate outside of the Free Stars only, you see, partially because we don't want anyone else meddling in our affairs. And we'd rather not draw attention to it. As I've mentioned, it could be bad for business. We'd much rather settle this independently.
Why can't they just settle on the other side of the planet or something?
We own this planet, they don't. Here at Paradiso, we don't like leaving things to chance. Who knows what these people will do with their land? Imagine the landscaping disasters they may come up with, and how that might mar the satellite imagery of the planet in our brochures.
Huh?
No, much better to assimilate them into our culture if they come here to live, rather than leave it to chance.
These are human beings and you're worried about landscaping? That's absurd.
Well, absurd or not, that's our official stance. I make the decisions that are best for our entire group. You don't.
I think I've made up my mind.
And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain?
Hypothetically, what could make a ship like that go away?
I have no idea, because I'm not suggesting anything of the sort. But it's a wonder that old ship made it all the way here in such a relatively short time. Must have really been pushing themselves. An engineer friend of mine told me once that the reactors on those old ships have a tendency to self-destruct if they overload. Of course, their engineers must have taken great care not to push it too far. Someone would likely have to override the safety systems in the reactor computer. But who would do such a thing?
Shame
You
on
better
you.
be asking for your next magic show and not for any stupid reasons.
I didn't say I'll do that. What if after all this, they continue to insist their claim to this planet predates yours?
They'd be hard-pressed to defend their claim in any courts. Our charter goes back years. It was registered with both the UC and Free Star Collective, per the Centaurus Proclamation. We may be outside the settled systems, but that charter's official as can be. I'm sorry, but you're going to need to be the one to break the news to them that they need to make a compromise or leave.
I'll buy the grav drive and convince them to settle elsewhere.
Ah, good on you. You want to see a man named Benny St. James over at Hope Tech. He's the best in the business. If anyone can retrofit a 200-year-old ship with a modern grav drive, it'd be him. We'll coordinate our engineering team with his when you return, though you may have to help the Constant engineers prepare for it on their end. Good luck.
There are so many hospitable planets out there. More than enough for everybody. And the best part is, nobody has to die or become indebted or anything.
Exactly.
An elegant solution.
Right. On behalf of the Paradiso Group, we appreciate your help.
There are millions of planets out there. People can go to any one of them.
Why did Baird hate it? Because I was just asking.
It's like we just entered a brochure. I bet they'll bill us for walking through the door.
And in the last episode, we visited the moon and the earth, remember? And that is where we learned about
Can't wait for my
the
shift
earth
to be over. So I can
and
relax
people
like a
over
guest.
there. So
Welcome back.
after that episode, this one is going very good because we are actually doing something with the people of planet Earth. Okay, now we are gonna take off and then go to get the grab drive. But as usual, I'll not
Liftoff initiated.
show you all the grab drives I do.
Venture into that beautiful sky.
Nothing like hitting orbit.
So we are going to Velo. Where is Velo? Narion. So we came over here in Hope Town.
I don't want to hear
And
any complaints.
over here we are gonna.
Excuse
we are
me.
Gonna, yeah, excused. We are gonna talk
Keep
to
an eye on your
someone.
valuables.
Seems like Hope Town's spring. I was wondering if this was going to happen.
Crazy.
Why are they hitting us? Come on. Talk to me.
No, that wouldn't work. The O2 needs enough capacity for the whole ship.
Oh, bad choice.
What's it like being an engineer here?
Oh, it's marvelous.
Figures.
Generally, they only care about efficiency, cost effectiveness, and reliability. Oh, sure, there are the odd complaints about comfort and lack of decent airflow, but they almost always side with the numbers.
What ships have you worked on?
Well, all of them. I've been with Mr. Hope since near the beginning. I think he appreciates my attention to detail and my focus on the fundamentals. Although he has been hinting that the R&D budget may dry up if I don't produce results.
I hear you're an expert with grab drives and other ship parts. I need to ask for a favor.
Sure, that sounds like me. What can I do for you? I'm a little busy, but I think I could spare some time.
Oliver Campbell sent me. I'm here about a grab drive for an old colony ship.
Oh, you should have just said that. Of course I can help you. Oliver sent a courier ahead of you. I did some research on ships from that era, and I have a decent idea what we're dealing with. So grab drives didn't really take off until after the ship was built. But I've got access to an ancient grab drive that looks like it could be compatible. With some minor adjustments. It's in good shape, too. Parts not cheap, though. Neither is the labor. Just pay the combined cost of parts and labor, and it's yours.
40,000 credits. Maybe we can find a way to lower that price a bit.
It's a pretty big ask, given how rare these old grav drives are.
You have had that old pod for how long? And no one has yet offered to buy it.
True. I keep telling myself I'm holding on to it for the right time. Perhaps this is that right time.
Surely the profit you'd make doesn't compare to the freedom you'd be giving these people.
Maybe it is selfish of me to demand such a price. Tell you what, sounds like this is for a good cause. While I can't give you the pod for free, I won't charge you for the work.
25,000 credits. That seems very reasonable, thank you.
You're darn right it is. I'll get to work on it right away. I recommend you go back to the ship and ask the captain to prepare for its retrofit. Standard stuff. I'm sure they have an engineer on board to help. We'll send the part along when it's ready and install it with the help of Oliver's people. Pleasure working with you.
Sure. Thank you, Barrett, for helping.
We can make room for that. Sure. Hope Tech is the...
After killing Mr. Hope, this is the glitch you face.
I can't believe Ron.
Sometimes they attack you, sometimes they don't.
Off-worlders.
Ship's good. Buckle up and let's go. Grav jump spinning down. Will you just look at those stars?
And now we dock.
Pressure normalized, and we're docked.
Now that we
Where
know what's
are
out
we
there.
going? Okay. So here we are.
Hi there.
People always appreciate
Amin Kazemi.
whether they know it or not. I was hoping to talk to our visitor from outer space, and here you are! Welcome, welcome! I have a million burning questions, but I won't overwhelm you. There will be plenty of time for that later. Please, indulge me just a couple.
Sure.
How did you do it? Did humanity finally discover faster than light travel and eclipse our poor old ship?
We have gravity drive technology. I could talk in depth about the physics of it all.
Oh, I've heard of this technology, but always believed it was theoretical in nature. Maybe we can talk about it in more detail later. I'm sure you have more pressing matters to handle. I've waited this long. What's a little longer, eh? Oh, I've got so many questions, but I'm being rude. I haven't even given you my name. Chief Engineer Kazemi, but you can call me Amin. And, I might add, I'm one of the reasons we're still floating out here today.
MUFS, there's something else I need to talk to you about, Amin.
Yes, of course. Anything for my new friend.
You said you had more questions for me?
Yes, so many. Does everyone have their own spaceships like you? Do people only live on naturally habitable planets, or did they learn to terraform? Are we in contact with alien species? I have so many more, but I don't want to take up all your time.
Well, not everyone has ships, but many people do.
Haha! I knew it! Incredible! Amazing! Simply amazing! In our ancestors' time, only the very wealthy could afford to build ships. Even this ship was only possible by our families pulling together nearly all of their financial resources.
No terraforming, but there are colonies on inhospitable planets. We just use hab units and suits.
I'm not surprised. The amount of energy it would take to terraform an entire planet seems improbable. I can assume these types of colonies are strictly for mining and gathering rare resources, since there are nearly limitless habitable planets to choose from out there.
No sentient lives as far as we can tell, but plenty of diverse living creatures.
Disappointing, but not unexpected. When you showed up, I tried to tell the others about the Fermi paradox. I suggested that the most likely explanation for you was that humanity had developed faster, more advanced technology and had leapfrogged us. Seems I was right.
Yeah, you were. That's all the question and answer time I have for now.
Thank you for taking the time to talk with me. I can have a bit of a big personality, I'm told. So let me know if I ever get on your nerves.
With a ship this old, do you have any good heroic engineering stories?
Many years ago, when I was a junior engineer, the reactor's computer burned out. The computer that controls the reactor's various regulators. I'll spare you the details, but when that happens, the ship and everyone on it is in danger of turning into a mess of hot slag. I had to jury-rig parts from old media devices to prevent a meltdown. And that's how I became the boss around here.
What do you do as chief engineer?
Some may say I'm a master of keeping things together with nothing but duct tape and bubble gum. Well, if we had any gum left. Pretty sure that ran out 100 years ago. When I'm not dealing with catastrophic engine failures, I manage the other engineers. We maintain all the machinery, computers, you name it. We keep the life support on and the ship flying.
If your predecessors knew about the grav drives, why didn't they wait for it instead of setting out?
Great question. I do not know for sure, but I can venture a guess. All of the reading I've done on the matter suggests that at the time, there was uncertainty that the technology would ever work, or if it did, that it would work at the scale we needed. So, I trust they made the decision to strike out when they did, fully believing it was the only way.
I'm supposed to help you prep the ship for the grav drive.
What grav drive?
I like you.
Just joking with you. The Paradiso engineers filled me in. Okay, let's see what we need to do. All right. This will be fun. And hopefully there will be no explosions in the process. I have just received word that the drive is here. Ready to get to work?
Sure. Sorry, did you say something about explosions?
Oh, don't worry about that. Just a little engineering humor. We've kept this ship going with minimal incidents this long. I'm not about to let anything happen to it now. But, to be clear, what we're doing is very dangerous, and we should be prepared for anything.
You need my help.
Yes, of course I need your help. My team needs to stay on top of their daily maintenance, and I need to make my own preparations for this gravity drive you brought us. Your help is going to be vital to this procedure. And have no worries, it'll be easy. I'll guide you through the process.
Ready as I can be.
Great. There are 3 preparations I need you to help me make while I set things up on my end. First thing I need you to do is reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Then, turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Last, you'll need to decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Got it? Let's hop to it!
What is this one? Reactor computer. Oh, no. That's gonna destroy that ship, right? Engineering control. Okay, this is the last one.
Capacitor NCC 1701 is acting up again. And, sir?
I wonder what it's like out there beyond.
Port turbopump. 2. Auxiliary cryogenic. Okay. 1 done.
How many meals does that guy eat?
Now, number 2.
But he deserves what
I can't tell you. Something. There's still something left to do. Turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%.
5%.
Decouple the magnetic...
5%.
So long!
This one is this one, I believe. 5%.
We got plenty of stuff.
Okay. Now,
Keeping a 200-year-old?
Last one.
Something wrong? There's still something left to decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly.
decouple.
Okay.
See you!
Let me know the next time you say the...
Decouple. Okay.
It's all from a terrible
We are
laundry
done.
accident.
Let's talk with the captain. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Just stay out of trouble.
Yeah, sure. Let's talk to the captain and let's get out of this ship.
Now that we know what's out there.
Careful waving that fancy gun around.
Hey, captain.
We didn't believe anyone would be out here, but I'm glad for it.
The grav drive is installed. You should be all set now.
Well, it would appear we have the means to go nearly anywhere now, thanks to you.
You're welcome.
The engineers even upgraded our communications equipment so we can speak with passing ships. Turns out it was a pretty easy fix. Thank you again for all you've done.
Sure. Where will you go now?
We don't yet know, but we did receive a star map from the Paradiso engineers. I suppose we'll just chart a course for other suitable habitable worlds until we find one that matches the quality of Paradiso. Purima 2 here.
No problem at all. Glad it worked out.
Without you, we'd most likely be stuck. But you went above and beyond. I'll make sure people tell tales of your generosity for as long as our society lives.
Thank you.
I don't know if we can ever fully repay you. Thank you again.
Okay. So, Earth baseball and what are the things you're giving me? Antique art baseball, basketball, hockey stick, art soccer ball, piggy bank. This is okay. So our job here is done.
Never seen a ship like yours before.
We can't take things from this ship, can we? Let's check out if we can.
Must have taken some remarkable discipline to get you all here.
Great expectations. Philip Pirip. I remember. Safe. We don't have any keys, so we can't do anything about it.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take on trouble.
Barrett. Come on, go inside. Come on, Barrett. Why can't you get inside?
Hello, sticky fingers.
Yep. ECS Captain's uniform. I'm going to take that as a souvenir. And we have basketballs and everything, this hockey stick and everything. I don't want to take any of these. That's just gonna be, yeah, a reminder for me to remember them. Now let's get back to our ship.
Wow. Hi.
Hey.
It will be stealing if you take that.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien.
Now that we know there are other people out there, we need to be more prepared for trouble.
Where do I go? Where do I go?
We've got strict rules around here. They're strict for a reason. The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside.
Did we just come upstairs?
You're lucky we're under orders not to escort you right on this ship.
Why should you?
Never seen a ship
I
like
didn't
yours
steal
before.
anything anymore.
Then again, I haven't seen it.
Let's board.
Clean separation, Captain.
I was about to say unhook the trailer. Just like the trucking season. Anyway, so we are going to finish the episode over here. So that's it for this episode. If you're not a sub, please consider subscribing because that is the fuel of my ship. And as you can see, it's a big ship, so I need a lot of fuel. So if you're not a sub, please subscribe, and while you subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. If you liked the video, don't forget to press the thumbs up button, and if you did not, well, you can press the thumbs down button, but I'll highly urge you not to do that.
Suddenly much improved.
Yeah. How about that, babe? I hope to see you guys in the next episode where we take Barrett to get his power, hopefully. And hopefully we can both fight against all the people out there. So I hope to see you guys there. Till then, stay safe, take care, and bye-bye. MUFS
You're
signing off.
You're something else.
That I am.